One of the biggest mistakes that can be made pertaining to narcissists is something that majority of us do without even realizing we're doing it. And not just by those dealing with a narcissist firsthand, but across the board in society as a whole. And this mistake is none other in trying to humanize the ways to which they think and behave. There are several reasons behind why doing this is a mistake, as well as why we do it. With one stemming from how challenging narcissists in their entirety are to be able to get your head wrapped around the idea of, or even be able to fathom, exist in the first place. As it's almost like they are some mystical character that would have been the end product had Stephen King and Dr. Seuss collaborated on a book together, being as nonsensical and paradoxical as they truly are. And as such, we begin humanizing the things they do in efforts to make sense of their outlandish, irrational, and immoral behaviors. And then, as a little add-on bonus to their already heightened level of difficulty in understanding, spotting and identifying one of these creatures doesn't exactly fall under the category of easy things to do, because they come in all shapes. They come in all sizes. They are amongst all genders, races, socioeconomic classes, and within all zip codes. They come without warning. They come without call. They come decked out in all sorts of ribbons and bows, like a magical gift from good old Saint Nick, fooling even the best of us in their likable human gift wrap, concealing what hides behind this bedazzled human sarcophagus that is not the kind of gift that anyone asks or hopes to find come Christmas morning, except for perhaps maybe Satan, Freddy Krueger, or Krampus. But even after the mask falls off of their phony masquerade, our brain still recognizes that outer layer as an average, standard human being, based on the memory we have stored from the external stimuli, past experiences, and encounters that we have with any other average adult person. From a visual standpoint, there is no cue or way of knowing what lies beneath is more like that of one of the ghastly demons we dress up as on Halloween, and still secretively keep our fingers crossed that we never find lurking within our closet or behind our bed skirt. And that right there is what ties into the next reason for this mistake, because you don't see them coming and no one else knows they're there. Not because these monsters aren't real. You don't see them coming because they're already there. They are the ones that one day you discover lying next to you, or the ones that are tucking you in, the someone that you generally cared about, someone that you loved, invested your life in, and many refer to as mom and dad, ones that others would call trustworthy, helpful, the life of the party, someone they can easily talk to, have a good time with, or are happy to have as a neighbor, toying with the mind in not only what memory recognizes as an average person, but a person whom you generally cared and loved, and more so believed loved and cared for you in return, making it a confusional clusterfuck for our brain to now have to come to the realization and recognition that what it sees is not what it gets. The person you thought you knew is not the person you thought they were at all. Not even a little bit. Compared to the average person, their thoughts and behaviors are completely ass backwards and about as anti-human as it gets. Their perception of the world, of reality, and how they view others is cattywampus and skewed. The story of their life as they tell it is nothing more than a chaotic concoction of delusional conjurings to which the plot of their narrative changes as the wind changes direction, forever being rewritten, twisted, and bent to fit how they feel within each passing moment, regardless of logic, regardless of reason, regardless of having one speck of proof in the pudding, because to narcissists, it's all about feelings. If they feel it, it must be true. If they feel it, it must be factual. And in their delusional hierarchy over on Fantasyland Island, they are the only ones of existence with feelings at all. They are the director, the top dog, the boss in charge, the maker of all decisions, and they groom their sources of supply to oblige to these demands and to submit to their desires through the use of hot and cold treatments and intermittent reinforcement, instilling in them a whirlwind of confusion and toying with their self-doubt. So when they peg them for their demonic and anti-human true nature, they will then begin questioning themselves on this discovery, once again triggering them to start humanizing their behaviors, intentions, and character in general. Not to mention, who in the world wants to believe that a person to which they thought was their soulmate nonetheless, would be capable of or intentionally seeking out ways to not only hurt them, but literally destroy them? That would be a big fat zero. No one in their right mind wants to think that a person they just invested their life into loving and suffering a shit ton for was really only manipulating the shit out of them. But the fact of the matter is, they do. And trying to humanize anything they do will only keep you spinning in their circle of chaos, because they are not like you, period. They don't think like you. They don't act like you. They do not perceive things the same way that you do. And nothing you can do will change that. Nothing. No things. Not one. It is a son of a bitch to get your head wrapped around, and an even bigger bitch to actually consciously stop doing. Because, well, you have empathy. You seek to understand others. You have compassion and see the value in genuineness and out of helping others for the sake of their goodness. They don't. And they won't, because the only thing of intrinsic value to a narcissist is their false self. This delusional, fantasy-driven bullshit is what they have devoted their life to, as it gives them the sense of superiority to your mediocrity. Without it, they would be defenseless. All the love, compassion, effort, patience, persistence, faith, hope, determination, and dedication from you will get you the exact same result as bending over and letting them stick it to you would. Because the harsh reality is, they don't want your love. You showing vulnerability is their thinking, I got you, sucker. Because this assures them that you'll hurt, that you'll suffer, and that you will eventually grow to hate them. And that is what they're ultimately after. They want to see the hate in your eyes that they caused from destroying the very person that you once were. It liberates them. It intoxicates them. And it is ultimately what they are after, to completely annihilate your soul. There is absolutely nothing that you can do to change this, fix this, or humanize their behaviors, because there is absolutely nothing human about what they do. They are ruthless, vindictive, sneaky, and conniving, and they will take you to the grave if you let them. The only way to beat them or stop them is to cut them off completely. Pack your shit and run. Dig deep, remember who you are, and that you do not need these creatures to survive. You will not die without them. If you allow them to remain, they will continue to suck the life out of you for every last drop they can take. And ain't nobody worth losing your life, your sanity, and your soul for. No one. You are worth and deserve so much more than these anti-human creatures will ever be able to give you. So focus on you, because, well, fuck the narcissist.